Hey everyone, welcome to the Good, the Bad, and the Nerdy. Tonight, Steve, Avery, and I are going to talk about the Morbius trailer that just came out this last week. Steve, what did you think?
Well, it's definitely a better trailer than they released last year. It shows more of the character, more of what's going to go on, and it alludes to the larger inclusion into the MCU with characters showing up that crossover between Spider-Man movies and Morbius, and eventually, what I hope is going to lead into the Blade series.
So, is Morbius owned by Sony?
Morbius is owned by Sony. Morbius was a character originally showed up in the Spider-Man comics, therefore he falls under that licensing agreement.
And Blade is still Marvel.
Blade is Marvel. Blade actually was his own comic before Spider-Man, even, I believe, and so he was his own property. He was previously owned. I think New Line owned him. They made the other Blade movies, and when Daredevil and all of those reverted back, Blade was one of the many that went back into the Marvel fold.
Okay. So, Avery, what did you think of the trailer?
So, it did. I definitely got super excited for it. I think the premise for Morbius seems really interesting. My only gripe with this trailer and with most MCU Marvel superhero movies is it showed me too much. I feel like I've just watched the whole movie by watching this trailer.
Okay.
I did like the fact that it definitely fleshed out more than the first trailer, but I think it could have just toned it down just a little bit as far as what's being shown. Like I kind of felt it showed the first act, second act, and third act. So now when I go watch the movie, I'll be like, oh look, they did the thing that was in the trailer. So I'm no longer excited. That is my only problem with it. Other than that, though, everything looks really good. I'm super excited to see the multiverse of both Sony and the MCU properties, and as Steven was saying, Blade get that all of those arcs in together. I'm really excited about that. So this definitely would be one I'm gonna go see. It's just I just wish that they just cut the trailer down just a little bit as far as showing so much.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely could have cut back on showing things, but that's what trailers do nowadays.
It's true. It's definitely the new trend, and that's actually why I refuse to watch trailers as much. But one thing I'll give, like, say for example, Star Wars is they definitely play on those strings of like a nostalgia, but they keep it very short and keep you guessing. And I like that. I like they chop it up, nothing seems like it's in order. I like that. And that's how trailers used to be. But now it's trailers like these, it's like, oh, here's pieces of the first act, here's pieces of the second act, and here's pieces of the third act. It's like, well, what am I watching the movie for now then?
It's kind of like what the trailers were like in the 80s. Yeah.
What you can say about this trailer is you can make presumptions about what's going on.
Yeah.
Who's the bad guy in this movie?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay.
I mean, is it Morbius? I doubt it. I imagine that there's going to be there's going to be something else out there, probably a vampire.
Probably.
I mean, if I was setting it up, I would set it up with a vampire and have Blade be at the very end.
Right. Which I was so when they're in the hospital and they're showing a little girl that was in the bed, I was in my head, I was automatically thinking like, oh, what if that's Blade's mother right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I've got a few things to talk about. One, this got me excited. Not that. Where is it? Now it's. Did I put the wrong damn timestamp? Son of a gun.
It's right there. He's walking down the.
Because I got it written down as 2:02.
If you're talking about what I think you're talking about.
I'm talking about Matt Smith.
Oh, okay. No. I was thinking of when he's walking through the alleyway and you see the Spider-Man
poster.
Poster on the wall with murderer written on it.
Yeah.
Nope.
I
was stoked to see Matt Smith.
Everyone's stoked to see Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm more excited to see him about this than any Game of Thrones crap that could come out.
My guess is he's the bad guy in this. You've heard very little
Okay.
about his character, and you hardly
Mhm.
saw him in the trailer except walking straight at you.
Right.
But we've also got
he
the
plays a good
Vulture in
bad
it
guy.
in Michael Keaton's character.
right.
Right.
And that's, oh my God, these freaking timestamps are, I don't know what the heck. So yeah, I was gonna pull up the Michael Keaton thing, but so Steven and I were talking about this a little bit last night, and he kept talking about Michael Keaton being in it. And I'm like, why is Batman? What Batman? No.
Michael Keaton's very busy next year. He's got
Yes.
this. He's got the
Did
Flash
he
returning as
get divorced
Batman
or something
89.
recently? Is that why he needs money? Like,
One of those actors making a comeback, man. It's like he's like a Woody Harrelson, man, just coming back.
so, my other last point is Doctor Strange meets vampires.
Hmm.
He's a sick doctor, and he goes and does something crazy
Mm-hmm.
and gets vampire superpowers.
Well, that's all superheroes tropes.
Right.
Right. But the fact that it's two doctors that were jacked up in some way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was just very similar. I mean, I guess you could, well, no, because Bruce Banner wasn't messed up. But
No.
I guess we got that origin story a couple of times, just not with the Hulk we know. Anyways, so scale of 1 to 5, how excited are you, Steven?
I'm pretty much 5. I'm excited to see it. I was excited when they announced it. I'm even more excited now that I know that it's going to be part of the Marvel universe in some fashion. Because I want to see Morbius and Blade team up and go against, the big bad that they have in their shared universe. So,
Avery?
I would also say 5. I am actually, regardless of my opinions of this trailer, I'm still super stoked to see it. I think it's going to be a very enjoyable, fun movie to watch, and just to see this expansive universe get bigger and combining together, it's super exciting to see this. And it's just such a crazy time we live in. Like, we have these, I was talking to Steven earlier today, like we have these big executive companies who are like, you know what, maybe we should just maybe sit together and find a ways how we can make more money. Maybe we should just combine our properties together. I feel like it's a gold mine and it seems to be working. I'm all here for it.
So I'm at a 3, and I think that's just because I'm burning out on superhero stuff.
Okay.
Like I said last week, like I knew I was eventually just going to get tired of it, and I feel like that's normal. To have a genre go on for so long. Like, I mean, look at Westerns. Westerns was what everyone was making for so long, and then people just got tired of them, and so they stopped making them.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens this weekend with the Eternals, though, and over the next following weeks. That's expected to still do big things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm a 3 because also I know it could lead into Blade, and I'd really like to see that. But do I want Disney Blade?
That's
I mean, you're gonna get a Disney Deadpool.
Yeah.
Supposedly that's going to be rated R still.
Yeah.
I want to say you told me that.
Yep. That's the current rumor is that it'll still be rated R.
If they
it will be a soft reboot of the story, more or less, to bring him into the universe. So
no, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. If I get rated R superhero movies or shows or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably all in. The Daredevil and the Punisher stuff on Netflix was amazing.
Fantastic.
So,
yeah.
Great. Yeah.
The question is right now they don't have R-rated movies on Disney Plus, so you're not going to get an R-rated Blade. It just won't happen. The only place you can get those is if you're overseas. In Europe, you can have what's called Star on your Disney Plus package, and that has all of their movies that are rated R or PG-13 or not Disney related.
Right, like from their other studios like Miramax and stuff like that.
Mostly Fox.
Fox, yeah.
They had to find somewhere to put all those movies.
Right. It's like we have this property, but we just realized there's a lot of rated R stuff on here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we've got a good cast here. Jared Leto's always he puts a lot of himself into his roles.
Mhm.
So I think he will make an excellent Michael Morbius. You've got Matt Smith. You've got a Time Lord in this. Whatever he's going to play, he's going to be
He's gonna be awesome.
that mix of awkward and goofy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that does it. Thanks for joining us here. And if you like what you saw, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and share on your social media apps. Have a good one.
Bye,
bye,
guys.
everyone.